Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're talking about something that's literally earth-shattering: volcanoes. Specifically, one of the most famous and active volcanoes in the United States, Mount St. Helens. You've probably heard about its massive eruption back in 1980. But have you ever wondered what's been happening there since? Is it just sleeping, or is something brewing beneath the surface? Let's dig in. Picture this. May 18th, 1980. Mount St. Helens, a beautiful cone-shaped mountain in Washington state, suddenly explodes. It wasn't a typical eruption where lava just flows out the top. No, this was way more violent. A massive earthquake triggered the largest landslide in recorded history, and the entire north face of the mountain just collapsed. This collapse was like taking the lid off a shaken soda bottle. It unleashed a superheated, high-pressure blast of gas, ash, and rock that traveled at hundreds of miles per hour. It flattened forests for 230 square miles. We're talking an area bigger than the city of Chicago, wiped out in minutes. The ash cloud shot up 15 miles into the sky, eventually circling the globe. It was a stark and powerful reminder of nature's incredible force. So, the big question is, after such a catastrophic event, what's left? Is the volcano dead? Far from it. Mount St. Helens is one of the most closely monitored volcanoes on the planet for a very good reason. It is actively rebuilding itself. After the 1980 eruption, a huge horseshoe-shaped crater was left behind. But nature doesn't like a vacuum. Almost immediately, magma, that's molten rock from deep within the earth, started pushing its way back up. But instead of exploding, it began oozing out slowly, kind of like thick toothpaste being squeezed from a tube. This slow oozing process created what scientists call a lava dome. From 1980 to 1986, a new dome grew inside the crater. Think of it as a baby volcano being born inside the scar of the old one. This dome grew to be over 1,000 feet tall. Then things quieted down for a while. It seemed like Mount St. Helens was taking a nap. But in 2004, the mountain woke up again. Small earthquakes called tremors started shaking the area. Steam and ash began to vent from the crater. Scientists, using incredible technology like GPS, tiltmeters, and gas sensors, could see that magma was on the move again. This time, the eruption was different. From 2004 to 2008, a new lava dome started growing right next to the old one. It was a fascinating slow-motion eruption. Instead of a violent blast, huge spines of hot, solid rock were pushed out of the ground, some growing as fast as 15 feet per day. They looked like giant gray whalebacks emerging from the crater floor. So what does all this mean? It means the volcanic system beneath Mount St. Helens is very much alive. Deep down, there's a chamber of magma, a reservoir of molten rock that is constantly refilling. The Earth's tectonic plates, specifically the Juan de Fuca plate being forced under the North American plate, are melting rock and feeding this chamber. Scientists at the Cascades Volcano Observatory are watching every little burp and twitch. They use seismometers to listen for the tiny earthquakes caused by magma moving around. They use GPS to measure ground deformation. Literally, the mountain swelling up like a balloon as magma pushes from below. Even a few millimeters of change can signal that something is happening. They also fly over the crater to measure volcanic gases like sulfur dioxide. A change in the amount or type of gas can be a key indicator that fresh magma is rising closer to the surface. It's like being a doctor for a volcano, constantly checking its vital signs. So will Mount St. Helens erupt like it did in 1980 again? The honest answer is, almost certainly, someday. But someday in geological time could mean tomorrow, or it could mean hundreds of years from now. The good news is that the 1980 eruption taught us a huge amount. Because of the intense monitoring, it's extremely unlikely that a future eruption would be a complete surprise. Scientists would see the warning signs, the ground swelling, the earthquakes, the gas changes, weeks or even months in advance. This would give authorities plenty of time to evacuate the surrounding areas and keep people safe. The current activity, the dome building, is actually a less explosive way for the volcano to release pressure. It's a slow, steady process. A future catastrophic eruption would likely require a new batch of gassy, sticky magma to rise up quickly, trapping pressure until it can't hold it anymore. Today, you can actually visit the Mount St. Helens National Volcanic Monument. It's an incredible place. You can stand at an observatory and look directly into the crater and see the lava domes for yourself. You can walk through areas that were devastated in 1980 and see how life is slowly but surely returning. New forests are growing, animals have come back, and the landscape is healing. It's a living laboratory that teaches us about both destruction and resilience. It shows us that the Earth is a dynamic, constantly changing planet. The forces that build mountains are the same ones that can tear them down in an instant. So, what's brewing beneath Mount St. Helens? A complex and active volcanic system that is slowly recharging and rebuilding. It's not a question of if it will erupt again, but when and how. And thanks to science, when it does, we'll be watching and we'll be ready. It's a powerful, humbling, and absolutely fascinating piece of our planet's ongoing story. Thanks so much for watching today. I hope this gave you a new perspective on this amazing volcano. If you found this interesting, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into our incredible world. Let me know in the comments if there are any other natural wonders you'd like me to cover. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.